Dear Dr. Shakila Shamsu, Member Secretary of the committee that drafted the latest national education policy and the keynote speaker of this webinar, Sri K. Jayakumar IAS, former Chief Secretary of the Government of Kerala and the former Vice Chancellor of Thunjathuruthachen University, and Dr. Sabu Thomas, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of MG University, Kottayam, Mar Bishop Tony Neelankavil, Manager, Dr. Joy Kyle, Principal, Father Anil George K., the convener of this webinar, Vice Principals, faculty members, and the distinguished participants from all parts of the nation. First of all, I sincerely thank Dr. Shakila T. Shamsu, Sri K. Jayakumar IAS, and Dr. Sabu Thomas for sparing your valuable time to share your thoughts, expectations, and challenges of the newly approved National Education Policy. I think this is an excellent platform where hundreds of academicians from various parts of India are present, where the contents of NEP can be discussed, communicated, and collective awareness can be created among the stakeholders. As the famous quote goes, if your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. I have come to know that extensive efforts, deliberations, and inputs have been involved in the drafting of the new education policy since 2015. With the new education policy approved and introduced, I think the education sector in India is at the crossroads. Ever since the new education policy 2020 was approved by the cabinet, it has been hailed as a groundbreaking and progressive policy, with some of its reforms being long due. A system that promotes meritocracy, equal opportunity, and equity is definitely good. But there always lies a gap between theory and practice. The National Education Policy 2020 rightly emphasizes on 1. Quality education, 2. Quality institutions, 3. Quality curriculum and pedagogy, 4. Quality teachers, and 5. Quality teaching. It focuses on conceptual understanding, critical thinking, and creativity, and continuous review and assessment. Continuous review. It has praiseworthy intentions like universal access, ensuring quality and inclusion, bringing back out of school children, attaining SDG goals, focusing on foundational literacy and numeracy, and 21st century skills through effective governance. It speaks of achieving common standards and gender inclusion. But we have also some apprehensions. For example, regarding how achievable are these, given the fact that some 3 lakhs Anganwadis have no toilets and some 1.5 lakhs have no drinking water, and by and large the infrastructure, especially in government schools, are still inadequate, and shortage of teachers go into lakhs. Our apprehension is also whether the concept of school complex and twinning of schools will interfere with our minority rights based on Article 30 of the Constitution of India Some have also called NEP 2020 as national exit policy, as students may exit from education due to lack of any reservation. Scholarship is only on merit, graduation with multiple exits, and admission to higher education through NTA. Does this education policy reassure the minorities, the SC/STs, the economically weaker section, and OBCs that this policy will promote their lives and livelihood? Or does it think only about the rich making education more costly through corporatization? And is there an excessive centralization? Let us think over it. I wish and pray that the positive and path-breaking reforms underlined in the new education policy will be implemented in letter and spirit. Let us wish the best. Dear friends, we are conducting this webinar in St. Thomas College, Thrissur, a century-old institution, started as a school in 1889 and a junior college in 1919. It is engaged in shaping the future of the nation through education. This college has created leaders, chief ministers, union ministers, ambassadors, civil servants, scientists, artists, and literary stalwarts, academicians, and above all, wonderful human beings. I hope the new education policy will facilitate the role of St. Thomas College, an autonomous college, more effective and make its horizon wider. I congratulate IQAC of St. Thomas College for having organized this webinar, and I salute the distinguished participants and academicians who have very enthusiastically joined us to be part of it. I wish you all every best. With these brief words, I now have the great pleasure in officially declaring this webinar on national education policy open. Thank you.